Consequences of Conflict, Interaction, and Exchange. Teaching Civilizations, Empires, and Colonialism in grades 6 through 12. In this narrated presentation, we will introduce important terms and concepts for teaching about the consequences of cultural conflict, interaction, and exchange, as well as delve into how these forces have shaped societies and influenced global dynamics over time. Review key vocabulary. At the beginning of this module, we defined empires as an extensive group of peoples, territories, states, and countries ruled by a single central person or entity, usually through conquest. Empires, as extensive groups of territories and peoples, contain significant cultural diversity. For thousands of years, empires have been demographically and geographically the largest governing powers on Earth. They have irrevocably shaped the trajectories and evolution of many cultures and societies. These influences persist today, affecting modern cultural and societal dynamics globally. The decline of empires. Despite their vast reach and enduring influence on cultural and societal dynamics, empires are not immune to challenges that can lead to their transformation or decline. So, are all empires destined to fail? Contributing factors to the decline of empires. While not all empires fail in the same way or for the same reasons, history shows that most empires eventually decline or transform significantly. Various factors can contribute to their decline, including economic challenges or instability, military defeats, overexpansion, internal conflicts, and shifts in political or cultural dynamics. Cultural conflict. Cultural conflict is defined as a clash or tension that occurs when individuals or groups from different cultural backgrounds have conflicting values, beliefs, practices, or social norms, often leading to misunderstandings and hostility when their cultures interact with each other. While not all empires experience intense or continuous cultural conflict, many historical examples involve some level of tension, violence, or resistance, as well as opportunities for exchange and integration of culture. When comparing and contrasting historical civilizations and empires, students may conclude, without careful analysis, that all multicultural societies are destined for failure. Therefore, it is important to discuss and identify that it is not merely the presence of diversity, but rather the unequal distribution of power within these societies that often leads to conflict. New key vocabulary. We will review the following definitions of cultural fusion, cultural assimilation, and multiculturalism. Then you will be asked to consider how these concepts can be introduced into your classroom in the reflection activity below. Cultural fusion. Cultural fusion is the process by which groups within new, unfamiliar, or changed cultural environments reciprocally mix and change their own culture and the culture of other groups that they interact with within the environment. Cultural fusion can occur when diverse populations interact and share practices, leading to a reciprocal mixing of traditions, languages, and customs. This dynamic process can enrich a society by introducing new ideas and innovations, but may also result in tensions as groups negotiate the preservation of their cultural identities. The popular Vietnamese sandwich banh mi is an example of cultural fusion as it combines aspects of both Vietnamese and French cuisine. Cultural assimilation. Cultural assimilation is the process by which a minority group becomes socially, culturally, and politically similar to or aligned with a larger, more dominant culture. An example of cultural assimilation can be seen in the experience of immigrant communities in the United States. Consider a family that moves from Mexico to the U.S. Initially, they maintain their cultural practices, such as speaking Spanish and celebrating Mexican holidays. However, over time, as their children attend American schools, they start to adopt American customs, such as celebrating Thanksgiving and speaking primarily English. While this may facilitate their integration into society, it can also lead to the erosion of their Mexican cultural identity. Cultural assimilation often reflects a power imbalance because it typically involves a minority group having to conform to the cultural norms of a dominant group to achieve acceptance or access to resources and opportunities. This process highlights an unequal distribution of power where the dominant culture holds the authority to set societal standards and expectations. Multiculturalism. Multiculturalism is the acceptance of cultural diversity within a society and the active support of cultural differences by all group members. This approach has the goal of mitigating conflicts by fostering understanding and respect among different groups. However, achieving true multiculturalism requires equitable respect and access to resources and opportunity for members of all cultural groups. Multicultural societies are often characterized by religious diversity, whereby you may notice Christian, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, and other places of worship all within the same city. Pedagogical resources. As societies have influenced each other, it has led to cultural and social change, and this change provides insight into legacies of historical civilizations and empires that shape current identities and interactions globally. Discussing these power imbalances may be challenging for younger learners, so remember to draw on the instructional elements of teaching social science and, in particular, engage in T-cell practices when discussing these topics. Oregon's transformative social and emotional learning framework and standards have been linked for you below, along with a resource from ODE on facilitating socio-political discussions. Thank you for watching this narrated presentation on consequences of conflict, interaction, and exchange, teaching civilizations, empires, and colonialism in grades 6 through 12. This video was developed by the Oregon Department of Education to support Oregon's social sciences instructional framework.